black pack. Out. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Good puppy. Hi, and welcome back to Blackpackhomestead. We hope that our video finds everyone in good health and in good supply of food and the things you need, just in case you are one of those states that are locked down due to current events. Here in North Carolina in Buncombe County, we have a stay-at-home order right now. You have to be home by 5. And Chris here is an essential worker. That's where he works. They deal in a lot of the electrical supplies that help keep the grid going. And they did do some furloughs and layoffs where he works, but he's not one of them yet, so thank God. And I've been getting Hattie, and Hattie's doing better. Her ear infection's over. She's teething like crazy, but she's doing great. So I'm just going to pick her up, bringing her back here, babysitting, taking back to her mom, and then coming home. Not going anywhere. Though we did take a trip last weekend.
Did we?
Yes. We went to Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
And we got something I'm excited about. We're going to get some more of them. And I'm going to show it to you right now. We got one of these last year. We wanted to get more last year, but you know, things happen.
It's a work in progress in the ever-expanding garden.
Yeah, it's like you can't do it all at once. It would break you up. So little bits at a time. And so here it is. Check out what we got for the garden this year. Another cattle panel trellis. Yay! So excited about this. So excited as I'm stepping on something. It is going to be great for the tomatoes, and it's going to be even greater soon because we have sugar magnolia. Where'd it go? There it is. Sugar magnolia snap peas, purple potted, growing. They've sprouted. They're doing their tendrils, and it looks like we had pretty much 100% germination rate. And they go all the way down. So like in the last video, we only had this trellis that I could pretend to play the harp on. Now we have 2. So happy. And I can hang my garden flags soon when we get the next trellis in. I've got some really cute garden flags to hang up in between them. And the next one, where's the next trellis gonna go, sweetheart?
Probably one more down.
Yep, that's what I think.
Yeah, one more down.
I think we should go like right here where this row of sorghum was last year.
The same spacing?
Well, the same spacing,
yeah.
Yes. But so we'll have 3 in total right here. And then I want to do an arched one over on the end over there. But, you know, that's a 16-foot cattle panel. And the ones we're using are 8-foot handy panels is what they call them at Tractor Supply around here. We put a blanket on the top of our red cart up there. Bungee corded it down to the roof. We put a blanket down and bungee corded it. And we got home with 2 of them on the roof, and the T-post ran through the back seat, through the trunk, and that's how we got them home, because Chris's poor truck is it's been out of commission for quite some time. So that's the way we get around not having a truck. Now for the one I want to make an arch with, that's a 16-footer, and I don't know how we're going to get that one home, but we'll figure it out. We usually do. Yeah. So for today's video, I thought we would do a little bit of a homestead update, show you all the animals, show you what's going on in the garden, and I believe we're starting some more seeds.
We've been plugging away, guys.
Yeah, we need to go up on the front porch so they can see the seedlings up there. But before we leave the garden and go up there and look at the seedlings, I'm going to show you my kale that overwintered. It is a red Russian kale, and it is delicious. Isn't it delicious? Because we finally had enough to put some in soup, and I love it. It didn't bother my tummy. It seemed to go through, as most foods do, cause me some pain. And so, yeah, I'm loving it. And yes, so here is the kale that overwintered.
Hey.
The kale that overwintered is beautiful. Look at it go now.
Yeah. I was thinking about you.
Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? Beautiful. And then that could be a volunteer carrot or Queen's Anne's lace. We don't know. But yeah, so that's the kale and our asparagus, which is, let's go up to the front porch. Right now I'm going to take you to the front porch.
That one had another one.
Cool. Did you break it?
They were both together when I stepped on it.
Oh. So anyway, our asparagus is sprouting, and while he's on the phone, I'm going to go up here and show you what seeds we started, you know, in our last video, and show you the sprouts.
Yeah.
Hello, Saffron. How are you, Mama? How are you, Mama Saf? How's it going? There's Echo and Annie. Hey, Echo, Annie. Y'all making sure the front yard's safe. Y'all doing a good job. Are you keeping them puppies straight, Mama Saf? Echo, you eating lots of grass. Well, oh, and here's the flower bed. We'll look at that a little bit as we go by. Everything's coming to life. Beautiful garden flag. And here are our sprouts. We have some collards sprouting so very well. And this is my lettuce leaf basil sprouting well. This is the spinach. And this is my spinach, or my tender greens, or mustard spinach greens from some really old seeds. I didn't have a lot, so I planted what I had. And that's what came up. And then that little spinach seed I stuck in there because I had an open cell block. And this is my lettuce mix. And this is some tiny, tiny chamomile, but it's sprouting. And then this, Chris planted, it will be Dino kale. And then in here, we've got some gray sugar pod peas. And then in this big pan, Chris is going to fill the soil blocks. I am going to sow parsley. I'm going to sow some parsley, some cilantro, more basil. Lots of parsley, lots of dill, just basically all the herbs that I need. And that's what's going to go in that whole pan. I'm going to do like a little row of each one, and then that'll be the herb garden this year. So yeah, there you go. That's what's sprouting on the front porch. Yay! And there's old Enoch. Enoch! Hello, buddy. What you doing, gorgeous boy? Enoch. Enoch, come here, buddy. Enoch, come here. Good boy. He's such a good boy. And there's Ellie way over there. She's doing okay. She's not great. She's not terrible. She's okay. And there's Echo and Annie. So, yeah. That is what's sprouting on the front porch. There are the doggies. They're doing well. And the flower bed, my wild violets are blooming. Beautiful. My echinacea's coming up. That's fleabane fixing to flower. Fleabane. And my daffs are dying back. My hostas are coming up. The phlox is blooming. The oregano is jamming. The echinacea is coming on nicely. So, it's always super nice to see all the perennials come back. It's just beautiful. It tickles me. It comes back every year and produces. So those perennials are super important. So if you're going to start growing now, start out with some perennial stuff. Like I have a lot of perennials down here. Here's some more oregano. And that's the thyme I planted last year. I did a video about planting herbs. And that's the thyme that I planted last year. And it's struggled, but it's still kicking. And there's some more oregano. And then over here we've got a medicinal herb called feverfew. It's good for pain and headaches, though it's very bitter. You can eat it. It is edible, and it has little flowers like a daisy when it blooms. So yeah, that would be the herbs down here. I have showed you the toilet paper. See, the toilet paper's getting bigger, the lamb's ear. And over here is where our collards are planted that we direct sowed. And they're coming up nicely. And that's a whole row of that. And then we have our lettuce mix that we direct sowed coming up down here. All the way down through there that you saw us plant in the last video. And yeah, everything's coming back to life. Spring is definitely here. I'm in a dress, so that's awesome. Yeah, so over here we have yarrow, which is another great medicinal herb. It will have white flowers, and the rabbits love to eat it. And it encircles our apple tree. And this is an Anna apple. I think it's 7 or 8 years old now. We're yet to get fruit off of it. And down there is our pitiful stamen winesap apple tree that has had some sort of fungus we can't get rid of. So, you know, it is what it is. We may need to replace our apple trees. So, yeah, there you go. That is so far what we've planted. And let's see the asparagus. Our asparagus, this is its 3rd year. And we planted 2-year-old crowns down in the lower part of the garden last year, and we haven't saw them come up yet, but Chris came over and accidentally stepped on one and was horrified, and we nibbled on it, and it was delicious. Our very first asparagus. And here it is. Asparagus. And there's another one. Asparagus. And there could be more coming up down through there. There's 3 or 4. Chris started that asparagus from seed. Yes, he did, from seed. And then we've got like 5 or 6 crowns down in the very weedy strawberry patch, which we've got to take care of that. We were weeding before we turned on the camera. So that is definitely going to take quite a lot of weeding. And then next we have our blueberries. Look at our blueberries. Beautiful, beautiful blueberries. These are your high bushes. I can't remember the varieties off the top of my head. I know one is like a rabbit's eye and one's a true blue, but I don't remember which is which. But look at the little fairy skirts coming out. I love the fairy skirts. That's what I call the blooms on the blueberries. And so there's the gorgeous blueberries, our blueberry high bushes. And then over here, we have our low bushes. And our low bushes never did as well. This is one that is now a stick. That used to be a blueberry low bush, didn't do well. And then this one is still trying to struggle to live. I don't know what the deal is with these low bushes, but they don't like this area. This was pink icing. See, and it's got a lot of dead in it, but it still has a little bit of stuff that's bendy and alive, but a lot of this is just dead. Yeah, it's so sad, so sad. And if our strawberries can get through the mat of cress that I've let grow so I could feed it to the rabbits, hopefully we'll have strawberries this year. But the asparagus would be super hard to find in this mess of weeds. So, but here's some of the strawberries coming up. There's some strawberries. And there's a strawberry. And there's a strawberry. And I don't see any asparagus yet. Not that I can see anyway. So yeah, strawberries and asparagus are nice companion plants, you know, and if the asparagus comes up. But my kale is doing good, all my seeds are sprouting well. You know, it's all good. It's all good. We're moving forward, enjoying, oh, that is a lot of wood sorrel. Look at all this wood sorrel. That is a lot. When it gets big, the rabbits are gonna love to eat that. It's kind of sour. It's really good. It's one of my favorite wild edibles. But now let's move on to some animals. Gonna start with the chickens. The chickens are still, the rooster is still separated. Crowbar is still in his bachelor apartment. Hey Crowbar, you already roosted, brother. He's already roosted for the night. It's evening here. But there he is. He misses his ladies. He's ready to be back with them, I'm quite sure. But we're gonna wait till the chick is 2 months old, just like with Marva and Betty were 2 months old when we got them, and Crowbar did fine with them. And Lattice, Marva, and Betty are now no longer broody. No fault. Oh, mercy, chickens. Animala. Bad dog. Bad dog. Bad. Let's go. Go to the house. Animala, come. Animala. Annie, don't you run to your daddy. Annie. Come. No. Because we had chickens in it last. Well, this little butthead likes to get out nowadays. She's so small, she squeezes right through the dang fence. So I'm gonna have to go put her in her crate because she can't stay in the yard. Silly, silly Anna. Silly. She's so silly. Oh, where's Meow walking up that hill carrying an 8-pound dog? Oh. Alright, I'm gonna go crate her, and I'll be right back. Anna, no. Well, as you saw, the chickens are doing great. They're not broody anymore. They're roosting on their roosts again. They got to be moved finally. I candled her eggs, and one was not fertile. One looked like it had started to develop, but then everything stopped. So we only got one chick, but I'm happy with that. I didn't need a bunch of silkies, and it was also too cold really for me to let them brood some eggs outside. So, you know, live and learn. I didn't know, never done it before, and they were broody, so let's have at it. So when the chick is 2 months old, we'll move Crowbar back in and all that good stuff. So we finally got to move them because we started using deep bedding. If you look over here, we put a lot of bedding down for that long time. It was almost 2 months that because they all went broody at different times. So I pretty much almost let them stay broody, you know, sit those eggs for 2 months. You know, one would hatch and then one would be done brooding, and then Betty was the last one. And so yeah, that's how the chickens are. They're doing great. So that is my chickens. Now, let's go on over here to the quail. Chris is on the phone with his dad, so we probably won't see him in the rest of this video, except he's sitting over here talking. So I'm gonna have to ask him to move. Hey, honey. Anyway, the quail are outside now. Tickled to death to finally have them back on the ground. First 2 days they were nervous and skittish and scared, but now they're settling in nicely. I've got them some magic water in their waterer. I threw a couple of some oregano and a little bit of echinacea, some holy basil, some immune boosting herbs, because I would come check on them and they would just be sitting there shaking like, oh crap, what have we done? Where are we at? You know, they've been in the house their whole lives. They never saw the outside. So here they are on grass. Love animals on fresh grass. Can't beat it. So here they are, our Caternix quail back in the tractor again. They're back in the tractor again. So happy my quail, the Dans and Roxannes are back on the ground again. Yay! Makes me so happy I could cry. Back on the ground again. So yeah, so tickled to have these guys back on the ground. You just don't even know. They're making their little nests in the long grass. We gave them some short grass and some long grass. They're making their little nests. It's awesome, so happy. Sad thing is, chickens are not laying yet. Quail are not laying yet. They've not laid since about 2 weeks after we combined those two flocks in the video 24 quail in a pool, and if you hadn't saw that, I'll link it up here. Yeah, so no eggs, which this is not a good time to not have eggs, man. I'm just telling you. I mean, I'm not going to buy eggs, obviously, because there aren't any eggs. But yeah. Yeah, no eggs. But now that the chickens are not broody anymore, they should start laying soon. These guys, now that they're outside in all the daylight. What are you birdies doing over there? Chicken fight. Hey, puppies, hush, hush. So yeah, no eggs. Let's go see some rabbits. I hope it's not too dark in the rabbit tap. The rabbits are doing good. The little babies are doing good. Quicksilver's 3. They're doing really well. We haven't bred Lilac yet, but we've got to get that done this weekend. And here she is in all her beauty. Hello, Lilac. What's up, Lilac? You chinning that? You chinning that, girl? You chinning it. Oh, what a sweet girl. That is Lilac. She's a year old and she needs to be bred. And this is a Guinevere. Hello, Guinea. Hello, Guinea. She needs to be bred too. And here is our buck, Blackjack. Blackjack, how are you, Blackjack? And these little babies are his little babies. And this is the buck we're gonna keep. His name is MacArthur, after Arthur, the buck we just lost back in December. And the little brown bunny with the sick eyes, so much better, so much better. See, his eyes look normal again. So glad. And then this one's a little girl. We got 2 girls right here and 1 boy. God knew we needed a buck, and there he is. And there's Quicksilver, Mama. She's such a good rabbit mom, aren't you, Quixie girl? Yeah. And since spring finally came on and we got up to like 88 degrees today, we hung up our fans for our rabbits. I guess that was Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. We hung the fans up because it got up to 70 on Tuesday. So yeah, let's check out how our fans are set up. We do that to keep them cool, because could you imagine wearing a fur coat in 88 degrees? I couldn't. So let's check out these fans. If you can see in here, it's kind of dark. As you see, we hang a fan on the front of their cage, and they have space to get out of the wind. We really like to share a fan between 2 cages, because then they have a spot to get out of the wind and they're not being blasted. And then Lilac has her own fan, which is angled to the side because she doesn't have a neighbor. And so yeah, there's Lilac and Lilac's fan. And Guinevere shares a fan with her neighbor. which is Blackjack. So yeah, there they are. Hello, Quixie. Quixinator. Okay, so that is the Rabbitat and Quicksilver's babies. The little brown one is a girl, the black one with the long ears is a girl, and the black one with short ears is a boy. And his name is MacArthur. And I've already had him on the ground a couple times. I haven't started leash training him yet, but I'm hoping to do that this weekend. We've got our pen back. I used a pen like this with Arthur when I first started bonding with him. And yeah, it works really well. I sit in there with them and just hang out and bond with a rabbit, and it's great. It's a lot of fun. Okay, we're gonna wind this homestead update up. We saw the garden, we saw the apple trees, we saw the quail, the rabbits, the chickens. Now I'm going to show you what we call the rabbit garden, and it needs a lot of work, so, you know, show some grace and be kind. And we have 2 plum trees. One is a plum and peach tree. We couldn't decide which was the graft and which was the plum, so we just let it grow. We've missed the blooms. The peach tree their blooms are starting to die back, but you can still tell they're pink. So let's check out the rabbit garden. This is one of our plum trees. We need to spray it because it's got that little beetle issue where the beetle comes and lays eggs inside the tree. And then when it gets warm, they hatch themselves out and they basically eat the inner layer of the limbs. So that is one of our plum trees. And it is a Santa Rosa semi-dwarf plum. Here on the ground beneath it, we have some spearmint. 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 A comfrey plant. Yay, comfrey is coming back. We didn't dig up the roots yet or create more plants yet. We're just letting it do its thing. It is a great medicinal herb. It is a great food for your animals. And yeah, it's also known as bone knit because it is good to use in a poultice, a salve to heal bruises, sprains, and things. So it's a really good plant to have around the homestead. And here is some more oregano. Yep, I got a lot of oregano growing. And then here is my peppermint that I planted last year on my Plant Herbs With Me video. I'll link it, like I said I would a minute ago. And here is our plum / peach tree. And the plum has flowered and got its leaves on and all that good stuff. And this is the peach section of the tree. And it goes all the way up the middle, wherever you see those pink blooms. That's peach. And where you don't see pink blooms, that is a plum. So yeah, that's the rabbit garden. In the front yard, we have two pear trees. They're up there. One's a Kiefer and one's a Bartlett. We pruned them a lot this spring, so we're not going to get any pears, but it needed to be done. The rabbits appreciated it because they get all of the offcuts. They love apple wood, pear wood, any of those fruit tree woods. Not stone fruit though. You're not supposed to give them like plum, peach, and stuff like that. Just apple and pear is what I stick to. And over here, we have a plant that we planted last fall. We got it last fall. It was part of my birthday gift, and it's an elderberry, and we showed you in the snow that it was putting out leaf buds. Well, it's growing leaves now, and I can't wait to harvest my first elderberries off of my very own elderberry tree. One of the limbs got broke off, so we've got it like propped up you know, but that is the elderberry. Yay! And then, and you know, elderberry is medicinal. It's good to keep you healthy during the winter. Helps boost your immune system so you don't get a cold or the coronavirus. And it doesn't cure it at all. It just supports your immune system so you can heal. That's how elderberry works. At the same time we got that elderberry, Chris got a fig tree. It is a hardy Chicago fig, and we got it at the same time, and we planted it last fall. And it just looks like a bunch of sticks sticking up out of the ground in the front yard. And that's it. Don't see any leaf buds or anything. So if you know anything about figs, comment below, because this is our first time growing them. Hey, Echo. Hey, Safi. Y'all are so ready to go in and eat, aren't you? Alright, well, let me wrap this video up. Chris is still on the phone talking to his dad, as he should, as a good son should. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you is what we created as an herb garden, but it kind of just turned into a mulch patch, and it has my my plain mint in it, not peppermint, not spearmint, just mint. And that's about the only thing really growing over here, except for a lot of dandelions, which I leave alone. Rabbits love them. They're good for you. They're medicinal. And a bunch of chickweed. Rabbits love chickweed, so there's a bunch of chickweed I've got over here. But right now, I'm just going to show you the lovely mint plant over here. But yeah, there's the mint. All coming back. Perennials are great. And yeah, it's on the north side of my house. So, you know, it's really shady. It's a good place to plant shade-loving stuff. And there's the heat pump. A lot of grass, a lot of chickweed. But the rabbits love the chickweed, so I leave it alone. So yeah, that's the garden and the animals. And yeah, I showed you a bit of the flower bed. So we're going to wind this up. I'm going to wind it up without Chris because he's still talking to his dad. And I got to get in and feed those puppies and rest because I had Hattie today, so I'm a little tired. I'm going to show you our garden flag for Easter. But here's our pretty little garden flag down here now. Rabbits. And a ladybug. Ladybug. There you go. Well, I really hope that you enjoyed this little homestead update, which turned into just me instead of Chris and I. If you're new to our homestead and you liked what you saw, please subscribe and give this video a like. And share it, please, on all your social media, because that really helps us out and helps us get the word out to people who wouldn't otherwise hear about how to grow your own food. We do a lot of, you know, how-to videos, how to start seeds, how to raise rabbits, how to raise quail. And my silkies are more like pets, my little silky chickens. So, you know, because we don't need the eggs because we have quail. But, you know, we do things like that. I do a few things in the kitchen. I love to ferment. I cook from scratch. Doing a lot of research on bread making right now. I'd really like to get into making sourdough. So a lot of that will be coming up on our channel, and you can go back. We've got a catalog of videos, over 100 or so videos. And you can, you know, check some of that out if you are wanting to start living this lifestyle yourself due to our current situation here in America with our virus. So on that note, I just hope that everybody stays safe, stays well, stays healthy, don't hoard, only buy what you need for your family. And if you haven't started seeds, start some seeds. Radishes are ready in 21 days, you know, and it is so fulfilling and wonderful to raise your own food, and then when you take it into your kitchen and you cook it and then you feed it to your family And that is like one of my favorite feelings in the world, is when almost everything on my plate came from our homestead. So once again, if you haven't started any seeds, if you want to start this lifestyle, just get some seeds and plant them. Just plant. And it looks like Chris is going to join us here for the very end of the video. He is off the phone with his dad now.
Yeah, honor your parents, y'all.
Yes,
honor your parents.
honor your mother and
Especially
father, that
in
thy
these
days may
days.
be long on the earth the Lord thy God giveth thee. Yeah, so I don't know where I was at, because you've like totally interrupted my
I
flow.
have a way of doing that.
He's interrupted my flow, and I was like winding it up, getting ready to say, we'll see you here next time, and my lovely husband.
Next time on Blackpack Homestead, we'll keep you updated, y'all. I'm sure you had a great tour of the place. And hey, now's the time to get it going. If you got the time, go out there and plug a few things in. You got the seeds to do it.
Okay, well, once again, thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate it. We love you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, social distancing, and all that jazz. And we'll see you here next time at the Blackpack Homestead. God bless, take care, and bye-bye.